So, back with another episode, ladies and gentlemen. In this episode, we are going to talk about Willian, the great gesture of the great Willian. He's doing something that, gets my respect. So, I would want you guys to also prepare your respects to Willian because, according to Giles Grimand, he shared this image. He says, "What the hell, man?" Chris Hotherall says AC Milan are ready to see the surprise late deal for Arsenal winger Willian. It looks like they're willing to pay £7 million plus extras, with Arsenal looking for nine. But however, I don't think that's the real news because I'll tell you why. Because according to Arsenal442.com, Willian is actually moving to Corinthians, and yes. So Willian's father told them, Arsenal442.com, that he is returning to Corinthians. It's 99.9% done. Only a few details remain, but Willian's family have gone back to Brazil, and he's expected to join them in the coming hours. Is what was it's actually here because Sami Mokbel says Willian is prepared to lose more than £20 million in wages and forego remaining Arsenal deal to seal immediate Emirates exit, with Corinthians willing to bring Brazilian back home this week. He's set to lose. He's set to leave the club without a penny. Arsenal will save somewhere around 20 million in process. He accepts that it does not fit into Arteta's current plans and would rather leave the Emirates with his integrity intact than enter potentially ugly discussions over a substantial payoff. That is a superb gesture. Not, I'm not just. It's not just me. Kave Solikol from Sky says that incredible gesture by Willian is tearing up his Arsenal contract, saving Arsenal £20 million. He has 2 years left on 240k a week deal, but instead of just sitting back and taking the money or asking for a payoff, he is walking away to sign for Corinthians on 70% less wages. Unbelievable. Supremely unbelievable. It deserves my respect, man. Willian, oh my god. And even Chris Wheatley says that Willian will become a Corinthians player in the next 48 hours. Sources close to Willian insist that the Brazilian wants to do the right thing and is set to walk away from his contract, with Arsenal potentially saving 15 to 20 million pounds due to the early termination. My god. Unbelievable. And talking about Nketiah, it looks like Crystal Palace may not go after Borja Mayoral after all, because Crystal Palace are trying to agree a price for Arsenal's striker Eddie Nketiah and are willing to spend £12 million. Patrick Vieira is looking for a striker, and he wants his previous club or ex-club help him out here, and are they're willing to go up to £12 million. More importantly, Arsenal players are going to have a crisis meeting. They should have done it before the start of the season, as if they were waiting for a crisis to happen. Well, if you perform like that, especially the back, I mean, you know what? If I try to blame Kolasinac or Chambers for that, I could be right. But Mikel Arteta, to believe in Kolasinac and Chambers against, I mean, trust me, last time around when Mikel Arteta won against Pep with Arsenal was in the FA Cup, and we played David Luiz and Mustafi. Imagine you could trust Mustafi and not Kolasinac. And Chambers, my word, Holding. These three should never play football together, even in practice. Like, even while practicing, they should not play. No way. That should not happen. Ever. In real life. I mean, God should forbid them to do that, because these three together defend. Oh my God. I just got out of that, and especially when I saw the Liverpool Chelsea game and the whole Reece James red card thing, that got me crazy as well. So it was a very horrific Saturday, man. I mean, what to say, what not to say. So Vieira da Silva, Willian's father, has assured 442.com, they have already clearly mentioned it, that he will join the Brazilian Corinthians, and it is a done deal. But more importantly, Chris Wheatley shared this image of Willian's father confirming that he's moving to Corinthians as well. So that was the update. That was a clear update. Willian's father confirms the news as he published six pictures of him and his family in a Corinthians shirt, and comments that his club runs in their blood and in their heart, is what was clearly mentioned. According to GE Globo and Andre Hernan and Bruno Casusi, The agreement was reached between Corinthians and Willian on a contract until 2023. Today, that is Sunday, his contract with Arsenal will be terminated to race against time and complete the transfer before the end of the market in Brazil on Monday. Respect, massive respect to Willian. He did not sit off like most other ex-Arsenal players sit off their contract. You know who I'm talking about. Willian and Arsenal are about to reach an agreement for a contract termination. Corinthians offers a contract until 2023. Club interests from Italy. Decisive day tomorrow because the registration of the players for the championship in Brazil ends on 8th of August. That's according to Santi Ona. So it's more than done, and every single one of them is reporting the same thing. And according to Ortega, ESPN, he says there will be an official announcement. Flavio Ortega, actually. There will be an official announcement this Sunday from Arsenal regarding Willian's contract termination. The player is joining Corinthians is exactly what we know. And João Paulo Capellanes, he says, information closed. Willian performs on Wednesday. That's what I just received about after investigating the situation involving the players, which he also confirms that some colleagues have already given the information, but as you know me, I only give something if I have something concrete, and that's what I received just now. We continued on top to get more details, but in fact, it was the same person who told me that things were moving. So Willian is a done deal to Corinthians, and even Kike Silva says that yes, Willian terminated his contract with Arsenal and is the new player for Corinthians, and all that's left is to sign the contract. Forward returns to the club 14 years later, and the deal is closed. Huge amount of respect to Willian, unbelievable. But more importantly, Arsenal shared this image of Samuel Ogie. They also passed on the message, rest in peace. They say that we are deeply saddened by the news that Samuel Ogie has passed away. A graduate from our academy, was loved by coaches and teammates alike. Our thoughts and condolences are with his family and friends. Unbelievable, and that is the major update that we know about. But moving on, so Arsenal's fullback thing is really turning out to be super sour, because it looks like Manchester United are still are head over heels for Kieran Trippier. It's the price tag that's really setting them off. But more importantly, Tottenham deal the Arsenal transfer, because Spurs could be set to deal Arsenal yet another blow in what has been a torrid few weeks for the Gunners on and off the field. It looks like Nuno Espirito Santo's team is also looking for a fullback, and it's going to be Barcelona's fullback Emerson Royal would be going to Tottenham because they're really looking for that fullback. And you know what? It took me a very. I always believe that Arsenal's right back position for years is bad, is worst defensively, offensively. It's non-existent. You got Kieran Tierney on the left hand side, but there's nothing on the right hand side for years. And now you got Chambers, Bellerin, and Cedric, all three who are waste. When you play big teams, they're really waste. Arsenal need a set of right backs, two right backs. They need it, and they did not even realize that that's the problem. So, and in this transfer window, they have hardly been linked strongly to a right back, and I am not surprised why we are struggling on that side of the pitch. It's literally the biggest problem that I don't know what's wrong, why they're not getting linked with a right back. That's a big problem, but still, I don't know what's going to happen now. I really don't. And at one point of time, you got to find some answers. But even your existence is, if your existence is also a question, I don't think so. You got any answers to it? But more importantly, it looks like KHM Althani says, he tweets out that that time must go back. And he says, when Arsenal achieved the league title without being defeated, no one knew the names of some of the top clubs now. The big question is, all the Arsenal fans below that comment from KHM Althani want, oh my God, they're begging. At this point of time, I just don't even realize what's right and what's wrong. And I believe that's what is going on in their minds as well. Martin Keown says, what are the tactics? I'm left scratching my head at times. It should be simplistic if it's difficult for me to understand it. How are the players going to react to all the changes that are taking place? He seems to be flip-flopping between a 4 and a 5. I think he's thinking too much. Mikel is thinking too much. And Joe Cole has named Saka, Smith Rowe and Tierney as Arsenal's 3 untouchables, despite their dismal start of the Premier League season. He says, Um, Cole began by insisting that Arteta was unaware of incredible challenges a job at Arsenal would bring, despite his references that he was a deputy to Pep Guardiola. He says, "Whenever I see Mikel Arteta, for me he looks like a manager. I don't think he understands how difficult the job was or what the Arsenal fans are demanding. When I talk about Arsenal, three players spring to mind: Saka, Smith Rowe, and Tierney. They are three excellent young footballers who any football club would take. They can come back from this, but I think it will be a long journey. For so long, they haven't dealt with a centre half and a defensive midfield position. Oh, don't go there, man, don't go there. They haven't got it right, and for the first two games of the season, they were all over the place. Considering the age of their signings, he's accepting where they are as a club from the bottom." Well, that is that. With this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. See you in the next one. Cheers.